Hey, this is Julie from the Old Tattered Flag. Let's make a little pumpkin. You're going to want to draw yourself a 2-inch circle with 8 equal pie segments. Draw a little notch that's halfway in each pie segment and then measure 3 inches out from the edge of the circle. So 3 inches out from each little notch. You're going to want to use a long doll needle. We like a 4-inch needle. You could also use a piece of wire if you had a piece of wire. Insert your needle or wire at the little dot that's 3 inches away from the edge of your circle, and then you're going to bring the tip up right at the halfway mark on your piece of pie. You only want a little bit of the needle sticking out. With a threaded needle with quite a length of thread on it, and that is knotted at the end, we're going to pull up on the left side of the piece of pie. We're going to go back around the needle, and we're going to go back down on the right side of the piece of pie. Then we're going to come back up halfway between that first stitch where we came up and the needle. You want to make sure that your thread lays nicely. So you can see there that it wasn't nicely spaced. I'm going to space it nicely, then I'm going to go back around that needle again. I'm going to come down and I'm going to go halfway between the needle tip and the right side of the piece of pie with the thread on it. So you have equally distant spaced rows. Then we're going to bring the needle up right to the left where that needle is coming out of the fabric. And that's our center point. We're going to go back up and around the needle. And that means we're pulling our thread to the right. We want to make sure it's nice and equal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines of thread. Now we can start weaving. You're going to want to turn your needle around so that your blunt end is going in first. It's just easier to do that way. And we're going to go over that last thread and then under the next one, over, under, and we're going to pull that thread all the way through. Since it's kind of low, we're going to pull it up because it needs to be right up to the tip. And we're going to, with the tip of our needle, we're going to kind of just gently nudge it into place. We're going to turn our needle around again. And we're going to go over, under, over, under, over. Gently pull it up, and with the tip of your needle, just kind of nudge that into place. Over, under, over, under. Hi, Sadie. Nudge it into place. You don't have to nudge after each row, but you can just do it here and there. I like to get into the habit of nudging it into place after each row. Over, under, over, under. And you're going to keep going like that. And I think right now, for the interest of time, I'll speed this up. And there's my first petal, nice and pretty. When you're done stitching and you're at the very end, you're going to put your needle through at the base of the petal, and you're going to knot it from the back. You're going to remove your needle, and you'll see that you have a nice dimensional pumpkin side or petal. Here's the part in the video where Julie forgot to take video, so here's some pictures of me stitching the pumpkin together. You're just going to stitch up all the sides, all the petals together, and as you get toward the end of stitching, you're going to start stuffing it. We have a completely stitched pumpkin here. We have our thread coming out the top. So now what we're going to do is put our needle down through the whole pumpkin in the center, along each seam line, and pull it tightly so that you have those nice grooved pumpkin lines. So our pumpkin's done, and now we're going to cut it off the fabric. I want to cut it about 3/4 or an inch around the pumpkin. Then we're going to kind of want to gather it all underneath, and we're going to hot glue it to the base of the pumpkin. You have to figure out what you're going to mount your pumpkin on, so we've painted a cute little paper mache box here. For the stem, you're going to fold some wire in half, and you're going to wrap it with thread. Make it thicker at the bottom since the base of a pumpkin is thicker. I glued my pumpkin to my box, and I tucked some Spanish moss in around the base so that none of that fabric could be seen. And I also put a little bit of Spanish moss up around the pumpkin stem. Isn't that just the cutest thing? I absolutely adore this pumpkin, and it was so fun and easy to make. I do hope you'll give it a try. Remember to visit our website, theoldtatteredflag.com, for all your stitching, hooking, and punching supplies. Thanks for watching.